when Sarah's good and I've taken care of me first and I have so much overflow left, then with my like extra energy, of course, I would love to pour that into other people, but only then. I, Sarah, deserve the same love and compassion and devotion and support and upliftment and everything that I have given away so freely to anyone and everyone in my life, but not to me. Give to them first, and then I'm left with the empty cup. No, like I'm so done with that. That is how I have always lived my life. Like I get my own scraps, and it's not something I'm willing to do anymore. So ever since I was a young girl, I remember being, hi buddy, I remember being very aware of other people's emotions, being able to deeply see like beneath the surface what was happening, what they were feeling, what they were needing. And of course, the first people I'm going to be exposed to are my parents. So I remember in childhood just being overly concerned about their emotional state, their regulations, their moods. And of course, let alone they wouldn't even be able to be there for me as they weren't able to fully process and regulate their own selves. So I just remember since I was young, just kind of self-abandoning and being like magnetized or my energy like being somewhere else, and like always other people focus. It's always about like, what are they feeling? What are they needing? Instead of course, like being self-focused. Like, what am I feeling? What am I needing? What is my body or emotions, things like that. What do I need to be doing for myself? So as I got older, and a lot of my friends in my 20s were actually extended family members. So as I got older, this pattern continued, like friends, family. I don't know, just for like a lack of a better word, because I don't even fully know what this means or care to use the label, but it's like the codependency, the people pleasing, the self-sacrificing, all of that was like a very big theme with my friendships. It was like I was always concerned about everyone else, about their life, about their problems, about their emotions, their needs, or what's happening in your relationship. Like, how can I be there for you? And this isn't like a knock on anybody, because as you see, I'm the common denominator in all of these relationships. This is a me problem. This is, how I'm oriented. It's not that anyone was, asking me per se to do this, or it was just something that I voluntarily did. And this like role that I would always take on with people, the caregiver, the therapist, the teacher, the supporter, whatever you want to label it. And I was really good at it, and I would get, a lot of amazing feedback that felt really good, and it is genuinely a part of my calling, and I'll get to that later. But it's not until more recently, well, it's been something I've been conscious of with my parents first, probably around age 29, which would be like 6 years ago, is when I started realizing I was really codependent on my parents, and like I was very wanting to make sure the children they had in their new marriages, like I was very focused on making sure like those people were okay, whether it was something like very surface level, like a deep emotional thing. Like it felt like it was I don't know, responsibility kind of makes it sound weird, like it was like burdensome in my eyes, but it wasn't like that at the time. It was from a place of like of love and feeling like I had the capacity to see and feel and sense and intuit things that maybe the adults in the room didn't or couldn't. And so that would therefore put it on my shoulders that like, okay, then I need to be the one doing this because I have the awareness and the capacity. But at age 29, then I just started realizing like, oh my gosh, my I almost want to say like my obsession with this, my parents and these and my siblings they had in their new marriages, like it was too much. Like it was taking too much energy and focus from my life, and I ended up moving away from them. And then I started realizing like, oh, some of these like cousins and other people in my life, it was the same story. Again, not my parents or any of these people's faults. Like, I am the common denominator in all of these stories, but I started realizing that I was overgiving in all of my relationships. And oh my gosh, I guess I didn't even touch on the dating, but that could be like a whole other video. But let me tell you, wow, that probably takes the cake for like how much I overgave and sacrificed and was codependent on my relationships and like making sure their life was set up and they were taken care of, and like, oh my gosh, and there was layers of like abandonment issues and anxious attachment, and that's like a whole other mess for a whole other video. But I started just realizing like this is a theme, like whether it's parents, whether it's friendship, extended family, significant others, situationships, like I am like just there to be this like support role for them, this therapist for them, this, you know, whatever it is. It could be surface level things that someone might need. It could be like, you know, deeper emotional things, support with whatever facet of their life, like whatever emotional turmoil, whether it was about their career or their marriage, like it didn't matter, parenting, like I always felt, again, like this responsibility, burden to like be there, because I saw myself as someone, again, that could see it and had the capacity to sit there with these people when I knew like other people in their life couldn't even handle like their own emotions, let alone this person. So I'm like, well, their parent or their spouse or their friends or themselves, like they're not going to do it. So like I have to be the one to sit here and do it, because like I have the depth, the capacity, the ability, the, you know, the emotional intelligence, the heart, the compassion to sit here and like sit with these people in like their depth and their despair. And even if they're not asking, like, and I would be, it could be in a multitude of ways. I could be helping someone, whether it's like I used to literally fly to another state and like want to help my cousin take care of her small children, like redo her house, clean it, organize it. So like it could just be like really surface level things like that. It could be deeper things like people wanting to text me all day about like their every thought or emotion, people wanting to walk through whatever, career changes, breakups, wanting to dump somebody. I think you get the picture. In whatever capacity that I felt like someone near and dear to my heart was in need, I wanted to be there for them. And so again, I moved away. I started realizing it first with like my parents, my immediate family, my younger siblings. Then I started realizing like, oh, like in my friendships and things like that. And I started acknowledging the behavior. At first, what I did that I kind of see in hindsight, I didn't always feel comfortable like setting boundaries with people. And so I would just kind of avoid them or like not want them to like be my friend anymore. And I kind of feel that way now, where it's almost like it's easier just to like cut someone from my life than to have to set boundaries. And now I guess the whole point of this video that I'm leading up to is like within the past 2 weeks, I told a few people in my life that like we had been texting a lot, and or I was like being supportive for them a lot. And I just set the boundary that like, hey, I don't have the emotional energy or the capacity or the time or frankly the desire to be doing this anymore. And like changed, oh, sorry, I got a message. And like changed, like wanted to, you know, just whatever, set that boundary. And see, it's even weird for me to say it. And everyone was very nice about it, so that was great. But I guess it did feel really weird. And when I set the boundary, I literally sent, like with each of these people, over a 10-minute voice memo explaining to them the boundary, instead of just, I don't know, just saying, just direct to the point what it was, because I felt so like, I don't know, guilty, awkward, embarrassed, uncomfortable territory about having to set boundaries. And like, I don't know if I was nervous they'd be mad at me, because I don't think I really care. It was just like, it wasn't about them, like it was about me. Like I felt uncomfortable like having boundaries and using my voice to stand up for myself and protect my peace. And after I did it, like it felt really good. And I also realized like where there are places like I need more boundaries. And I also see places where I think if I like had Matthew, my partner, sitting here, he would like totally attest to this. But recently, as I've been more aware of like wanting to set boundaries with people, I've been more mindful and like wanting to acknowledge and respect like his own boundaries. Like, oh, I don't want to talk on the phone right now, or like we've been on the phone too long, or like I just don't really have the energy to talk about this. And like currently, I feel like I'm doing like A+ with that. But I think in the past, when I didn't really set as much boundaries, I didn't really respect his as much. I'm trying to think, I don't think anyone else has really set boundaries with me, but he would just say, oh, like I'm tired, I don't want to talk about this. And I'm like, oh, well, and I would just keep talking about it. Or like, I don't want to talk right now. And like an hour later, I'm like, okay, well, now you can call me, or, something like that. So it's like corny, but they say like, what do they say? Like, to have a good friend, you have to be a good friend. It's something like that. It's like to respect people's boundaries, you have to have your own boundaries that you like respect for yourself. But anyhow, I don't know. It just felt really amazing to set those boundaries, and it felt like a weight and like this energetic tether like lifted off of me. And I did like an energy clearing of like getting their energy and their problems like off of me. And it's actually something I've had to repeat, like, cause it will come back up. Like I told, one of them, like, cause she was telling me a lot of stuff, and this is very typical of our like ongoing friendship, but I would like think about it and be concerned about it and like check up on her and be like, oh, like, X, Y, and Z, like what happened within that and that. And I realized like this is taking up mental real estate that it like shouldn't be. And there were like grown adults in my life where I was like sitting there like wanting to text them all the time, call them, whatever, genuinely be concerned, wanting to help them figure their life out, like all this stuff. And I just realized these are like grown people. Like, what the hell am I doing? Like, I'm not their mom. This is not my responsibility. I don't need to be doing this anymore. And it might sound kind of harsh, but I think when you don't have like a strong energy barrier and like boundaries, you can initially kind of be feeling kind of like this like anger or disgust, and that is like a healthy reaction to like you not being stuck up for and you not having boundaries for yourself. It's like if you're violated, a natural response is to be angry about it. And I'm not saying that, I guess, I don't know. I'm just trying to go into a disclaimer, but I don't even care. I'm not going to explain all that. So yeah, I kind of like started feeling angry. Like I just kind of started getting into like, what the hell am I doing? Like, these are grown adults. Like, do I have the time of day? Like, this is costing me my time, my money, my own like work on my own life, like my own energy. Like, I remember talking to someone so vividly for like 2 hours about something they were going through. And mind you, they have been fighting for literally years of this relationship, and same old story. And I remember being drained after, and I had plans to like, I don't know, clean my house or go to Pilates or film a YouTube video, like something. And then I took their call and it zapped the life out of me. And then I didn't get to do what I had planned for my day, and that energy, I literally just siphoned it all over to them willingly, and then I was left depleted, and then I didn't get to finish my tasks and what I had set for myself for the day. And again, this anger, this I guess, alertness isn't about these people. It's about like me just being like, okay, like snap out of it, like wake up. It's time to stick up for yourself. It's time to have boundaries. It's time to give to yourself. So I really feel like, I really feel like, oh, it's okay, buddy. I really feel like I I don't know, I've entered this like new era of like setting boundaries and like releasing the like codependency and just really realizing how I deserve my time and my energy and my love and like all of the things that I've given these people for all of my life. I freaking deserve that for my damn self. And when I fill my own cup and I have overflow left to give and I want to do it, from that place, I will then give to others, but not give to them first and then I'm left with the empty cup. No, like I'm so done with that. That is how I have always lived my life. Like I get my own scraps and it's not something I'm willing to do anymore. Like I have done so much work with like my worth and my love and all of that about myself that I'm starting to realize that I, Sarah, deserve the same love and compassion and devotion and support and upliftment and everything that I have given away so freely to anyone and everyone in my life, but not to me. And it's like, sorry, I almost said something that sounded really corny and stopped myself, but it's like, I'm ready to give that to me. Like, fill my cup and then you get some, but not the other way around. And I don't know, it just feels really good. It feels really sovereign. It feels really powerful. It feels like really happy. It feels like I'm reuniting with myself. It feels like another form of self-love and self-care. And I have learned tons and tons and tons, and I'm just constantly adding like, you know, I don't know, self-care and self-love tools and boundaries and energy and like, I don't know, all the things. Like it just keeps on stacking and it just keeps on getting better and it feels so good. And this is like by no means the first act of like love and working on myself. I mean, like I said, I really started consciously seeing the codependency when I was 29. So that was 6 years ago, and it has taken me that long of like all of the work and all of the awareness and mindfulness and consciousness and like self-love and like realizing I deserve things and all of that blah 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 for me to be able to like set boundaries with people. And so it honestly makes me want to like, it's making me really excited to be like, where's the next layer of this going? Because there's even like, since I set that boundary, there's even other things in like real life I'm realizing. Probably a lot of boundaries with my mom I need to really like set in place and implement. If just offhand, if I think about that relationship, I really let like her opinion, her values dictate to some degree, influence choices that I make. Not that it's the final say or where the buck ends, but it is a voice that is like influential, and I'm starting to realize I don't want that. Like I love and respect, like she has her own values and her own opinions, but like I have my own, and I don't feel like what I do and what I think and what I believe down to like where I live or when I get married or what I wear or what I look like or like anything needs to really be filtered through like her own judgment system. So that's just like a boundary in real life that just kind of came to me. It's kind of been in the back of my head, but it's just like fully kind of rendered there. So that's definitely something I want to work on. And again, it's not like she's sitting there like saying this to me. This is my own like internal boundaries, my own like internal voice of like what I'm allowing. Like, you know, God forbid she were to die tomorrow, this is something I'd still have to work on. Like, oh, what would my mom think? What would, you know, that sort of thing. So, you know, this isn't a her problem. This is like my own like sovereignty and like strength and like who I am and what I want and what I believe and what I value, and just like turn to myself or, you know, to my life partner, what, you know, obviously that I'm consciously making the choice to value and consider his opinion in my choices. So anyways, I'm not married to my mom, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So, you know, that's a boundary I definitely need to set. So yeah, and kind of to circle back around, it just dropped in again, like, yeah, loving people, having compassion for people, supporting people, wanting to be there for people. Like, this is a part of me, this is part of my journey, my calling, my life path, and there's nothing wrong with that, and there's nothing about that I want to stop doing or change. It's just that I want to do it from a place of overflow, of abundance, not from I sacrifice myself to like give to so many people and like make their life my problem. It's like when Sarah's good and I've taken care of me first and I have so much overflow left, then with my like extra energy, of course I would love to pour that into other people, but only then. And so that is the difference of what I am actively working on and being mindful of. And it honestly just, yeah, it feels really good. And of course, I would argue that I will be more supportive and more loving and more influential if they're getting like a higher vibrational, happier, filled cup version of myself versus the like depleted, giving you all of my breadcrumbs, exhausted version of Sarah. And like, oh my God, the amount of like love and support and everything that I have like poured out to my loved ones from this depleted place, I can't even fathom what I would be able to do if I was loving and supporting like from my best, highest, happiest, fulfilled, energized self. So that's honestly something that's like really hopeful and amazing. So it's like better for me, better for other people, you know. It's like if it's good for you, it's for the greater good too. So anyways, I love you, and I hope that you maybe learned something in this video or were inspired to do something, or you know, maybe you have some advice or your own story. I would love to hear it in the comments or an email. But I love you and have a good night. It looks like the sun is starting to set, so sorry if this video got extremely dark.